this could be for both of you. Just as new players coming into a defending champion. So curious, what you saw of this team when you competed against them last year, and then now as you're about to be part of this as a defending champion, what's kind of what you think might be the feel of being a part of this team?
It was exciting. I know everybody that watched them guys play. The past couple of years, see how unselfish they are, how they play together, they play hard. And I think we just want to be a part of that. We want to add to what they did last year. We want to win a championship ourselves. So, I think it's going to be fun. It's a great group of guys. Great personality. So I think it'll be a good fit for us.
Yeah, I think even like when playing them last year, they were a weird team to play against. A lot of times they would have Brooke as who your center is guarding out on the perimeter. They put a guard in the dunker. So it ends up being a very weird matchup. So I think for us it's going to be cool to be a part of that, where you can kind of fill anywhere on the spot, and for both of us too as like versatile players, it'll be a good fit for us both to fill those kind of spots out on the perimeter or near the basket.
Eric Name, The Athletic. Grayson, for you, with Dante out at the start of the year, there's kind of a little bit of a spot there at shooting guard for you to maybe get acquainted very quickly. Just kind of what is on your mind as you get acquainted to a new team, a new system, and trying to make an impact right away?
The only thing on my mind is just to try to learn as quickly as possible. I have a little bit of an advantage coming from playing for Coach Jenkins. All the terminology is exactly the same at least from what I know so far. I remember even playing the Bucks last year, like they're calling out actions that are the exact same name as ours. So I think that'll help me get adjusted quicker. But other than that, it's just trying to learn Coach Bud, and then learn to play with all these new guys. It's a nice luxury to be able to play with so many great players on a defending championship team, but that comes with an adjustment. So it's the only thing on my mind is learn that as quick as possible and get it going.
Did you start working on your moveset from the dunker?
Yeah, already. That was one of the first week. That was one of the first workouts I did, and I think that was maybe the first time in my life I've ever had a workout out of the dunker.
Delaney Bride, TMJ4, NBC in Milwaukee. I don't think you guys actually got to play with each other at Duke, but it's kind of weird that your paths are very similar and you finally overlapped and now you're teammates in Milwaukee. Do you guys feel like, yeah, you're both new guys on the team, but there's some familiarity with both of you, knowing what you guys both went through in college and your play, and maybe trying to make a connection with each other on the court?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when we say the brotherhood at Duke, when I left, he came in a year after me, and I always watched, and ever since he was a freshman, very fiery competitor, guy that knew how to play the game, stuff like that. So I'm sure we'll get to sharing a bunch of Coach K stories and chop it up like that. But it's very cool to have familiar faces, in a new spot.
Grayson, speaking of Duke, and in your Twitter mentions, I'm sure when people discuss you, they talk about your incidents in college. Do you think it's fair that people still bring up, incidents from when you were, a teenager, basically?
You just asked me about it. So do you think it's fair? People, it was for 2 years, like that was, if not the biggest, like a top 5 story for college basketball. So, people are going to remember it. People are going to bring it up. Like, it's only natural. But to some degree, it has been 6 years since my junior year or 6 years since my sophomore year of college, 5 years since junior year. So, it's almost getting a time, I feel like. But it like I said, it was a big story. It's on a lot of people's minds, and especially now being here, like I'm sure that's exactly what Wisconsin fans have to think about me. So it is what it is.
For Grayson, something that Brooke and Bobby were just in here and they were talking about, things that they need to replace from losing PJ last year, that fieriness, that toughness, and your name was brought up and mentioned. Do you take pride still in being that fiery guy that guys are going to look up to for that defensive edge?
Yeah, I think so. Even though, I mean, I definitely, like, people talk about me being a fiery competitor in college. I was terrible at defense in college, though. So that's something that I've gotten better at once I got to the league. And I think last year was a huge step forward for me defensively. And I think that's something that I'll continue to build on, and especially being part of a culture that is a really good defensive culture. I think there's only way to go is up here playing here.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.